let's talk MTG and take the ride. Take the ride. For more fun, you better subscribe. You never want to miss the vibe. My feed looking for a good time. Hatcher on YouTube, dropping truth and rhyme. Passion for magic, he's playing the cards right. Live stream so funny, keeping us up all more fun, you better subscribe. You never won't miss the vibe.
Always doing it sunny side up. It's the hen. Fuck. What up, my friends? How you doing? It's Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday. And I want to talk about science fiction today. All right? Because I started watching The Expanse. I guess I've watched a couple episodes previously because I definitely remembered a bunch of the stuff, but I barely got into it, and then I got sidetracked by something else. But either way, watching the first bit of it made me go, yeah, you know what? I want to talk about science fiction specifically. So, first things first, let me share the live stream link in the Discord, because if I don't do it right away, I never remember. All right. Okay, good. That's perfect. I'll just have a little bit of my water here. Excellent. What up, Gossett, Jess, Eng, Teferi, Keebler, Rays, Kensuke, Millmaster, Cosmic, Seority, OS, Fisher, Zircon. Hello. Cosmic, listen, we haven't even started, and somehow you already need to be excluded from this conversation. I want to talk about science fiction, and you're like, good traits? The hero has to be funnier than the main character, but not in the case of Dumb and Dumber. Is Dumb and Dumber a science fiction movie to you? Like, do I have to be more specific with what I mean by science fiction? Because Dumb and Dumber is just two dummies, right? Like, there's nothing that couldn't happen on normal Earth in the present times in that movie, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, obviously, we're going to have to discard your opinion, clearly, because of your nonsense. All right? What up, Gerthulu? What's going on? Yeah, Magoro. Gianna, you want chocolate cake? Well, go get some. This isn't a fucking diner, all right? Do I have an apron and like one of those little hats on? Can I get you some coffee and some waffles? Get your own fucking cake. What up, Sum? How you doing? OS just making stuff up now. The Dumb and Dumber guys were aliens in human skin. That would make it technically science fiction. What up, Farky? But that's not the case. They're just regular people. So that doesn't count. That does not count. All right? No, I'm talking mostly like space-oriented science fiction, I guess. Although it doesn't have to be in space. It could theoretically just be on Earth with some futuristic stuff. But I don't know. Obviously, when you think science fiction, a lot of the time you're going to think outer space. Oh, what? Fisher, your weekend was weird because the Magic games drug on for way too long? Well, I mean, does that really qualify as a weird weekend? Like, did you guys all pass around a memo or something that I didn't know about where it's like, let's just say things that don't make sense to Mike so he thinks he's taking crazy pills? Like, Dumb and Dumber is science fiction. A weird weekend is one where a Magic game goes on for too long. No, Jess, hotness, the attractiveness of the individuals, as far as I'm concerned, is not a factor for this discussion. It's fine to say, yeah, I like to look at attractive people over unattractive people, but that's nothing to do with what I'm here to discuss. I don't care. Like, I don't want a stupid story, but it's okay because that lady looks good. Me want to squeeze them, so I don't care about the shit. Like, then just look at pictures of hot chicks. Do you know what I mean? Like, whatever. Dune, I I never really got into Dune. I saw the movie, but it didn't really do anything for me. So maybe if I read the book, right, that would go differently for me. But ultimately, my experience with Dune has been okay. You know what I mean? Just Huckleberry, underground science fiction, Tremors. Tremors is Tremors is goofy but fun, you know? Like, but that's you know what? I definitely am trending towards the space oriented science fiction in this discussion. I can feel it in my head because when you talk about stuff like Tremors, it's like, is that science fiction? Is it just a monster movie? Are they aliens that came to Earth to mess people up? I don't actually remember. I don't know. Cthulhu, good world building is a must. See? That, you know what? I'm gonna note down. I'm gonna note down the points that I think are most salient. Cause I haven't watched as much science fiction, but I'm interested in it. Like The Expanse does excellent world building. That's a great example. Because like right away you get this particular vibe where certain people's lives are real cheap, and the whole like water and oxygen are the most precious things out here. It's like, yo, that makes perfect sense. That's a satisfying concept. But so far with The Expanse, I've enjoyed the world that they're in. It feels like kind of bleak. I mean, you're dealing with the Belters, right? The people who are out in actual outer space, where there's Earth and Mars, which both have advanced civilizations, and there where people live better. And then you've got the people out in space who have all kinds of like problems when they're born or growing up with deficiencies and things where they don't get to grow up under the ideal situation. And it creates a particular feel to it. So, Cthulhu, I feel you, man. Good world building. That's a good point. Some Battlestar Galactica was too serious for you. You like a little bit of comedy. All right. When I'm talking about good science fiction, I guess like whether you like it to be a bit comedic or not isn't that's just like that's a preference as opposed to like you can't objectively say one is better than the other because this one had 5% comedy and this one had 1% or 0%. Like that's a very subjective. Objective, I would say, is stuff like good world building. That is a must because you have to it needs to feel real, right? So obviously it's fine for you to feel that way about, you know, Battlestar Galactica or whatever, but I don't think that that has as much of a bearing on making it good as in the difference is it good or is it good for you? You know what I mean? Gianna, individuals are hotter if they have cake. I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that. That sounds like science and not fiction to me. What up, Juglum? Break, stop? Nope, that's definitely not what it is. Raise the mindfulness, the mindfuckness of Event Horizon. Okay, but are you talking about the horror elements of it? Because if you're talking about the horror elements of it, I mean, I guess science fiction horror is a thing, isn't it? But I suppose I am limiting the scope somewhat in terms of what I'm looking at here. So I liked Event Horizon as a movie, but it's like obviously science fiction, right? But at the same time, it's a horror-ish, horror adjacent. I don't really watch a lot of horror movies, but it's got horrific elements to it. Habanero, what's up, buddy? I took a look at the Forever Winter, and you're right, bro. It's definitely got a grim vibe. That giant cannon with all the bodies hanging off of it and stuff, I'm like, yo, this is dark. Piles of skulls, all that craziness. Juglum, do I think Spaceballs 2 will be good? Almost assuredly no, because in the current era, we got two situations going on. Remakes are being done in the most soulless and heartless fashion that bring nothing to the table but expect you to jump all over it. Like when they redid The Crow, and you're like, this is awful. The new Crow is pure trash. It has none of the charm of the original. It's got a whole bunch of odd choices where in the first Crow you have Buddy who's lost his woman and he's come back from the dead for vengeance, right? But she's basically dead at the beginning of the movie. With this second Crow, from what I've heard, she's there for like 2/3 or more of the movie, and most of the movie isn't him on a vengeance crusade because she's alive for most of the movie. And so it's like the last 30 minutes might be Crowish, you know? So when you take the fact that that kind of stuff is happening, low effort, take the name, shove it out there. Plus, comedy is hard to do. And in the current climate with the way companies are, they don't want to do anything funny because anything even slightly funny will offend some idiot, right? That's just the nature of things. So I have like zero hopes for it, but I'd love to be wrong, you know? I would love to be wrong. Jess is just saying good writing delivered by great acting is the most important thing. I mean, that sounds like a great recipe to me, bro. It doesn't matter if you're simplifying it, right? You're definitely not wrong for saying that. If you think, yo, it just needs to have good writing and good acting, all right. I mean, a certain level of production value to accompany that would be ideal, but depending on you can have the right actors and the right setup, and you can do everything in a couple of rooms and still deliver the same sort of emotional impact, the visceral feel, right? The cake is a lie. Take that, Gianna. Ataxio, TNG, and DS9 are your go-to staples for sci-fi. Why, though? Get in there. Get in there. This is what I like. Tell me the stuff that you like, but tell me why. More importantly, why you like it. Because I know a lot of people like Deep Space Nine and The Next Generation. And actually, Deep Space Nine, funnily enough, Carly really enjoyed that. I was sorting a big fat box of Magic cards one day, and I was just like, I want to put something on, but I'm going to pick something that Carly won't care about because I don't want her to feel like she's missing out on anything. So I put on Deep Space Nine and watched a couple episodes. I'll just start at the beginning. One of the glories of the current internet age is you don't have to watch episodic when the television tells you it's time to. It's 11 o'clock right now. If you want to watch it, this is where you'll be, you know? So I started from the beginning. Carly popped in a few episodes in because she was lonely and just wanted to hang out. And she started to watch it and she's like, oh, this is good. I like this. So we ended up watching the whole thing together. And The Next Generation is something that I think we'll end up watching together, but we haven't, you know? Yeah, Gerthulu. When Buddy goes crazy in Event Horizon, or when things go crazy, I should say, in Event Horizon, it's just like, we're leaving. Yeah, that makes sense. OS, I've never heard of Sunshine. What's that one about? Habanero, you know what, buddy? That doesn't sound like a bad price for the game. It looks quite nice. Ataxio, yeah, Fifth Element's great. I love Fifth Element, 100%. Millmaster, you found out there was a TNG episode banned in the UK for almost 20 years. You really like finding out about, like, specifically things that are being denied to you in terms of episodes, right? Because this has been a running theme with you. Zircon, you are correct. Big studios. Sorry, I'm just having a stroke. Big studios are just trying to cash grab on nostalgia. This is the correct answer. Aliens. See, I haven't gotten into the Aliens movies because I never really cared about sci-fi, and it wasn't really possible to watch everything back in the day. Going to the movie theaters and stuff, you had to pick and choose. You had to decide what you were going to get in on. And Aliens was never really on that list. So I know the rough idea of Aliens, never seen it fully. I know people think it's great. Maybe as I delve more into science fiction, I will check it out. Who knows? Who knows? Taxia, why is TNG good? Excellent characters and writing paired with the mystery of space. There you go. That's it as well. See, we talked about world building, but the mysterious, the unknown, the unmapped, right? I don't even know why I'm writing this down. I just want to. I want to remember the points that are actually ones that I think are really going to like key into me finding good science fiction, right? I want to enjoy myself with what I'm engaging with. And The Expanse is doing a great job. The whole limited nature of water and oxygen has already been played up multiple times just in the first 2 episodes. And yeah, overall, it feels real to me, which is great. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Sandwich, what you doing? The sun's gonna explode and heroes have to save it? Okay. All right. Hold on. I'm gonna write that down to put in my little book of stuff to check out. What the hell's Lex? I haven't even heard of that one. Farscape got mentioned recently. I don't remember if I wrote that down in the book, though. I think I might have lost that piece of paper. Sometimes that happens. If it doesn't get, like, once it's in the book, it's good. My big book of entertainment that I've started writing down movie and TV shows. It's helpful because you think you'll remember, but you won't. There's too much in life to remember, and you just won't remember it all. Habanero, for you, good science fiction has a premise that it feels like a possible future or reality from our own, just enough to strongly hold the suspension of disbelief. There you go. Okay. A logical progression from our current world. That makes sense. It feels very odd in Deep Space Nine that nobody has their own, like, personal cell phone computer devices. Sure, they have a little tap Siri or whatever, but that's only particular people, and everyone else has to walk up to a computer in the wall. Computer, right? And like all the contracts are written on individual, like each contract has its own iPad. It's hilarious. I mean, back in the day, you didn't think about it because we didn't live in this era. But now, once you have a cell phone, any like old sci-fi that doesn't incorporate some souped up version of this feels super laughable, you know, like from that angle. It doesn't ruin the show, but that's the nature of science fiction, right? Once at a certain point, reality outpaces it. Fantasy, swords and sorcery style stuff never has that. Heavy Metal, what's up? Deep Space Nine requires time for character and story development. That's true. TNGU storylines contained a single episodes for the most part to build characters. Well, for some reason, when I read that part about like character and story development, I just flashed to like Carly hates Kira hooking up with Odo, and like she just thinks she's so grody in that part. Jess, you watched a video, how about Fifth Element, they stop the Big Bad and he becomes a new moon and they say it should crash into Earth and end life anyways because of the momentum. The new Blade Runner movie was great. Yeah, I've heard good things about it. Blade Runner like 2049 or whatever. Sandwich chilling after a long day? Well, nothing wrong with that, bro. Lex is a B movie Farscape. I don't know Farscape. It's like, yo, what's Malugula? Oh, Malugula is like a B-rent jam jormer. Oh, I feel everything has been made clear. I understand now. Flim Flam the Jim Jam Man, right? I love Flam Blormer. Millmaster, most sci-fi fantasy storytelling falls into two categories. Upfront exposition and thrown into the fire. That's true. That's true. Some of them give you a whole bunch of blibbity blab at the beginning and others throw you in. What do you guys like better? Do you like it better when they tell you a whole bunch of stuff at the beginning so that you can understand the context of the world? Or do you like to just jump into the middle of whatever scenario it is and learn from there? Right? You guys let me know what you think. For me, I think most of the time I'm going to go with the just throw me into the story, because too much of the Reedy McReady stuff at the beginning is like, it's like like video game manuals. I never read those before I play the game. I play the game a bit to get some context and then read the manual. So if you have like 2 lines, a couple paragraphs, whatever at the beginning, just a little bit, that's fine. That works just fine. But if you start with like a novel at the beginning, I don't know if your world is worth even bother learning this about. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to stick with your show at all. So I don't really want to read through all this crap, you know? I think it's better to have a just to hop right in, you know? Heavy Metal, you're right. DS9 did build a storyline over seasons. And the whole, like, shapeshifters all being the founders or whatever they were called, right? I remember that. Millmaster, yeah, 12 Monkeys. 12 Monkeys is creepy. 100%. Brazil probably didn't hit me the right way or something because I enjoyed it as a movie, but 12 Monkeys way better. I like 12 Monkeys a lot more. I can even hear that specific little like musical sequence they use in that movie a bunch of times. Yeah, 12 Monkeys is a good one. Sandwich, yeah, the first Meat Hook Massacre seems like it's better than the new one. I agree with that. So that's a fair point. I mean, you don't want to be jumped in with no information if what they're doing is so foreign to our own existence that you can't comprehend it. That's not really going to be ideal. So there is that. Cthulhu, little lines people say that add to the casual world building. Yeah, that works. Heavy Metal, the Ferengi weren't necessarily wrong in their philosophy. Get that cheddar, son! Get women you can with the biggest fucking ears and get you that gold-pressed latinum, boy. How much latinum you got? Heavy Metal's just like, yeah, man. You get the money and you keep the women home and you don't let them wear clothes or vote. That's it. You understand it. You get it. Living that Ferengi life. I mean, I already got a big nose. Rules of acquisition. Where's that Latinum, boy? Habanero, yeah, exposition isn't the enemy when it comes to entertainment, but it has to be wielded properly, you know? I agree with you there. You don't want just like stuff vomited at you or just like, okay, what is all this? Like, Zircon, you feel like sci-fi and fantasy are basically the same, but they use different Lego series to build the environment. I've heard something similar where it's just like, with, what was it? With fantasy, it's like steel and wood, and with sci-fi, it's like plastic. I can't remember exactly what it was, but whoever it was summed it up really good. You know what I mean? You can have a flying airship in a fantasy world, and in a sci-fi world, it's going to be built with like rocket thrusters and space plastics. And in a fantasy world, it's going to be like a boat that just floats up in the air. Like, let's go, you know? Mortal Engines was a steampunk style movie. I heard that movie fucking sucked, buddy. I mean, if they have gigantic like cities that roam the world, techno cities that eat each other and stuff, that sounds sci-fi to me. Just does Dogma count as science fiction? I don't count it as science fiction now. I count Dogma as like comedy, religious fantasy. I don't even know exactly. It's a comedy, really, you know? That's right, Fisher. Airship versus spaceship. Bingo. Zircon, you think the key is that it's different than our world and you pick the environment that appeals to you? All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Shelly says, "OG once again starts the board." Yeah, you've been making a fucking habit of it, haven't you? Well, once again, you are Lord of the Board. Would I say Man in the High Castle? Zircon, I don't know what Man in the High Castle is, actually. I'm unfamiliar with that. All right, Shelly, you're lording that board, big boy. Orville, yeah, Orville is a fun one. I've watched at least the first 2 seasons, but I don't think I've seen the 3rd or the 4th. I like Severance. Severance is a really interesting one, and it's coming back in like 3 months or so. So I'm looking forward to that. I almost watched that Gen V stuff, but I decided at the last minute last night because Carly wanted to play her video game, and I was just like, "That's cool. I'll watch something." And I was like, I was gonna watch that, but then I realized she might want to watch it with me, and I figured The Expanse would be something that she was indifferent to. So I put on the first episode, and she just kept playing her game. She watched the second episode with me and got up before it was over and was like, "I'm going to bed." And then she was just like, "Just so you know, you don't have to wait for me to watch that show." Like, she's totally just like, "I don't care about this show." And that's perfect, because when it turns out she does get into a show, like that's what happened with Deep Space Nine. I picked it as something to put on while I was organizing cards, and then she's like, "I'm into this." And then it switched from, "Oh, I can watch this on my own now," into she's going to watch this with me. So to just pick something that I knew there was zero chance she would watch, I picked some awful reality show competition thing that I hated, and I just complained about the people in it. But I had it on while I was sorting. Have I seen the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series? I have not. I'm going to write down the Orville too, because I'm going to forget about that. I'd write down Lex, but nobody told me what fucking Lex was. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series, I've only seen the movie. I didn't know there was a series. I might have said that already. Fisher, you're saying if it involves high-tech aliens, etc., it's science fiction? Yeah. Well, I mean, once you insert aliens and like future tech, that's sci-fi. As I agree with that 100%. Juggling, what's Valerian and the City of 10,000 Planets? Is that like you chew Valerian root to go to sleep? Lesser known Star Trek Strange New Worlds is also awesome. Is that the animated one? Jess, I've never heard of Passengers. R.R. Martin had a sci-fi series called Night Flyers. All right. Have you ever seen Sean Connery fight drug dealers on Jupiter? Check out Outland. I mean, that sounds like a solid little tagline there. Habanero, your favorite science fiction is a video game called Soma. It's about algorithmic AI during the extinction of the human race, otherwise known as the current era. Zircon watched the BBC series for Hitchhikers? All right. Bo Falcon, Lex is a corny Star Trek. All right, you know what? There you go. Told me in a way where I'll note it down. Lex is about a big phallic spaceship and its misfit crew. Man, you guys are working the fucking 1-2 punch on that one. That's funny. Valerian was disappointed. Oh, that's Shelley saying. I thought that was an explanation of what Valerian is, but just saying it's a disappointment. Was Prometheus discussed? Yeah, Magoro, no, not at all. Zardoz, yeah, right. I bet you only like it because of the way Sean Connery's dressed in it. You probably want to chew on his codpiece. Passengers is about a dude waking up by accident in space from cryosleep. Sounds alright. Passengers sounds like the name of like a folk song, you know? Juggle, it's a sci-fi flick, visually appealing, but once again got kids in, so the writing's kind of bad. Well, you know what, man? Sometimes some really awesome visuals are worth checking out, even if they have some other garbage to go along with it. Zircon, the first time you saw Lex, you were like, what the fuck? Then you watched it all? All right. All right. That's funny. Kevin, have I seen Falling Skies? No, I haven't heard of it. It's a modern day invasion? What, like aliens? Heavy Metal, it's the story of Enterprise's first captain who originally died a painful death, but he has a chance to live before those events with an imprinted memory of his future death. Oh. Huh. That's a funky concept, actually. So that's Strange New Worlds? Yeah, McGraw, yep, I've seen Oblivion. That one's got a pretty wild setup, actually. Ataxia, would you use the Lex toilet? What the hell does that mean? What does that mean? I have not seen it, so I have no reference. I got no reference. The creature wasn't nice. OS, you gotta have edibles to enjoy it? I don't know, man. I don't know. Sayardi, do I know how to use the 3 seashells? It's obvious how you use the seashells. You scrape your anus with the one of your choice. That's it. The other 2 go over your eyes. You put one over each eye, and then you scrape the hole with the other one. I thought it was obvious. You don't want to pick the wrong one, though. You'll know you've used the wrong shell if you get pink eye. The Lex toilet is cursed. All right. I'll bear that in mind. Juggling, I watched Space Dandy. It's fun. It's fun. Fisher, I do not know what Gravity Falls is. So I have no idea who you're comparing me to. All right, Break Stop. Thanks for the recommendation, buddy. Altered States. I feel like I heard about that one. That's a movie. No, Heavy Metal, you got to use the same shell. You just smack it against the wall. You know, like when your razor blades got too much like hair, you just like tap it against the wall and that extra hair falls out. You just got to smack the shell against the wall and keep using the same one. You can't have more. You can't have more. Yeah, McGraw, no, we haven't watched Interstellar. Krull? Isn't that one of the Highlander movies? Ramirez, my old friend. Oh my god, the Highlander 2 was so fucking stupid. It was so dumb. Oh god, that alley fight. That movie is so stupid. Good sci-fi needs good music. Oh, you know, good music definitely can help with the atmosphere. I'd agree with that. That razor hurts. What? I use them. I use them razors. I don't know, man. The like ads and stuff I saw for Interstellar didn't make it seem interesting. It just seemed like something you wanted to see in 3D so you could watch the pieces spin around. Crawl is half high fantasy and half sci-fi. Hmm. No, Master, you couldn't rent Crawl because of the cover. What? Well, all right, hold on. Now I gotta look. What the fuck is this shit? Oh, welcome to Weird Face Mountain or something. What? A prince and a fellowship of companions set out to rescue his bride from a fortress of alien invaders who have arrived on their home planet. What? All right. I'll write it down. Looks so stupid. The glaive is the best weapon in all sci-fi. Bovag and Krull came out when Star Wars did. They had a much higher budget thinking it was going to be amazing. Sure, it's a cult classic, but nowhere near Star Wars. All right. All right. Juggling, you thought Krull and Dune were very boring? Fair enough. Joe, you have friends who hate you for having watched Krull, and other friends who agree it's a must watch at least once. Everybody has different taste. Like when we were talking about movies X number of days ago, somebody was like, the Starsky and Hutch remake is so funny. And me and Carly watched it, and we were just like, well, that was okay. It's, you know, there's no accounting for taste. Everyone's got a different vibe on things. So who knows? Who knows? OS, I've seen the old Dune and the new Dune, and I didn't really care about either of them, honestly. Neither of them really grabbed me. Although the original was better than the new one. The new one was so boring. Like, so boring. At least with the other one, sometimes we're like, what's going on right now? You know, like, I was like, what? Do I even sci-fi OS? No! That's the fucking point, man. That's the point. Why do you think I'm trying to yet understand what makes the essence of good sci-fi? Because I've been a high fantasy guy my whole life. Haven't you been fucking paying attention? Haven't you been listening? I even said earlier I missed out on stuff like Aliens because you can only choose so much. So, yeah, there's tons of sci-fi that I have zero experience with because sci-fi never grabbed my imagination the same way that fantasy did. But there are some outliers. And The Expanse has me interested right now. So I like the vibe of it, man. The whole, like, I really enjoy the concept of water shortages and stuff, you know? It's just, you just take it for granted. We got constant access to water where we are. I can just go and turn a tap on and fill 2 fucking buckets with water and stick one of my balls in each of those fucking buckets of water and then just dump that down the toilet or down the bathtub. Doesn't matter. Just down the drain. Gone. Just wasted all that precious water. People in space are dying for this shit. Here I am just soaking my fucking balls like a water pimp. You know? Future Man? What's Future Man about? Fisher, Ghost in the Shell? I really loved the Ghost in the Shell when I first saw it. I hadn't been exposed to much anime at all or that much science fiction, and I thought it was cool. It had that like techno invisibility cloak, and like when she pulls her arms out of their moorings trying to open up that mech or whatever, bro. That was some intense shit. Fantasy horror is severely underrated. I'm not a big horror fan. A lot of horror doesn't, they don't bother holding up with their consistency. It's like they know their audience just doesn't care or will accept it, and they just do dumb shit that breaks the immersion so hard and it causes huge plot holes that my brain just grabs onto and can't get past. It's like, come on, you know? Like the end of Bird Box. I enjoyed most of Bird Box. The ending of Bird Box made me fucking mad, bro. What up, Thompson? How you doing, buddy? Jess, when you went crazy, you thought you had to shower 3 times a day to send water down the river to people so they'd have river water to drink. What the hell's Future Man? I don't know it. I don't know what that is. Unless I haven't seen it. I would remember that name. Have I seen Sabin's Power Rangers movie? No, I don't give a shit about the Power Rangers, son. I also don't give a fuck about Gundam stuff. Like, almost all the Gundam stuff bores the hell out of me. I just don't care. Thompson, oh, you're talking about Star Wars. All right. All right. Cherry 2000, never heard of it. Heavy metal, just buy some thimbles. Buy some thimbles to protect your thumbs from your parents. Thompson, it said 1,000 years before the current Star Wars stuff. Oh, all right, fair enough. I'm not very deep into the Star Wars world. I've seen the first 3 Star Wars movies, the prequels, and then the first Disney movie. That's it. Never watched any of the shows or any of the other side stuff. Peterson, Edge of Tomorrow. That's the Groundhog Day with Tom Cruise, right? I've definitely seen that. The Power Rangers with a more serious tone is still not interesting really to me, you know? Alien Nation and Z. There's just something called Z or Zed if you're here from Canada. Jess, if I see Chronicle, the name sounds familiar. Guardians of the Galaxy, I've seen all 3. I like the first one and the third one, but the second one was eh. Did I see Future Man? All right, hold on. Wait. This looks familiar. I can't remember. I genuinely can't remember looking at it. The people in it look familiar, but I know I've seen them in other things too. So I'm like, have I actually seen this? I feel like I have. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was. Yeah, that's right. They sent a video game back from the future. Yeah, okay. Yep. I've seen it. I've definitely seen it. All right, we have resolved that. I have seen Future Man. But yeah, at this point, it looks like I'm probably going to watch the entirety of The Expanse, unless it gets like worse later on. But I'm really enjoying this limited resource, like water and air, and the way they're playing around with it, and the different characters. You got the one dude who's investigating this missing billionaire's fucking daughter or whatever. You've got the what's going on between Mars and Earth, trying to manipulate for power, all that kind of stuff. Peterson, yep, I've seen Akita. Habanero, you like Michael Crichton's books? All right. They get hyper focused on the depth of the plot and dive quickly into it. Okay. Yeah, clearly there's a bunch of interesting stuff to check out, right? Thompson, you're starting book 4 of the Wheel of Time. Nice. I've read all 12 of those multiple times, or 13 or whatever. They break them up into parts, so I lose track. Yeah, Cthulhu, I never got into Gundam. Sphere sounds familiar, but I don't think I've seen it. Dustin Hoffman, Samuel Jackson. Oh, okay. Spaceship discovered under 300 years worth of coral growth at the bottom of the ocean. That sounds cool, actually. Yeah, the Stormlight Archive is interesting. It's got some really funky concepts. The Sprens and the storm magic that's captured inside of globes and chips and stuff. Don't watch Sphere, read it. Oh, okay, it's a book. Fair enough. Fair enough. the the movie was no good, eh? All right. Well, that always sucks. What about the Deep Sea trilogy? The Abyss, Deep Star 6, and Leviathan? I've only heard of The Abyss, never heard of the other two. Yeah, but no, actually, I watched a video on The Abyss and how, like, all the technical problems they ran into and the insanity. Like, that movie was very difficult to make. Yeah, Cthulhu, I don't think it's easy to do science fiction, fantasy, cross style videos because they tend to be fairly at odds, you know? Either magic or science is going to fill the role. Like they both fill the same kind of role. It's been a pretty good day today. I had a fun time making my spoiler video or preview video, depending on how you want to look at it, right? Habanero, yeah, it makes sense why they would refuse to work with him. That job sounded nightmarish, bro. Absolutely nightmarish. Oh man. Ugh. Ugh. Oh. Oh man. Does Escape from New York count as science fiction? I mean, it's set in the future, isn't it? But like it has just current modern day stuff. It's more like an apocalyptic movie, right? Like I feel like it would fall more in line with stuff like Mad Max. Johnny Mnemonic, bro. I saw that in the theater a million years ago. I forgot all about that movie. Johnny Mnemonic, the memory courier. Oh, Children of Men. Yeah, that was a different one. That film was different. Fuck. Man, I'm yawning like crazy. I'm gonna sleep fucking well tonight, I'll tell you that. I did get in some more exercise today, so maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. Yeah, Jess, that's what happens with science fiction, right? When they put the movie out, they go, "It's this year," but then you watch it 30 years later and you're like, "That was 5 years ago," and the world's nothing like that. Like you think like, "Wow, things can change so much in 30 years," and it's like in some ways it's true. Look at how much the internet has changed things in 30 years, but it's not like everybody has cyber cars flying through space and we're all techno-jacking it with techno-jacks in our brains, you know? Dark City? I don't think I've ever seen that one. Yeah, McGraw, the idea of flying cars is terrifying to me because people already are so questionable just driving on the roads, you know? So it's like now we open up all of space above you, and it's just like, bro, that's going to be ridiculous. Yeah, Flight of the Navigator. I remember seeing that one. Splendor, what's up, buddy? A show called Ascension? Or a miniseries, okay. What makes you appreciate sci-fi is the facts of humanity amongst tech with a big reveal at the end. Does it have to have a big reveal at the end? Is that like required for the sci-fi to be good? Heavy metal, don't let your birds mess with your wine, buddy. All right, you guys keep talking about Dark City. And I want to know if it's something I'm actually familiar with or not. Nope. Oh, it's got Jennifer Connelly. All right. All right. I've always thought that Jennifer Connelly was smoking hot, bro. Oh, yeah, David, I saw that. Ugh. I saw that whole thing about trying to like scan the contents of packs, but I don't think you'd be able to find serialized cards that way, bro. Doesn't seem likely. But whatever. Who knows? Who knows what tech they're going to come up with next? Some you need to watch Dark City. You bought it on Apple the other day for $5. Nice. Fisher, yeah, it sucks when somebody in your play group is burnt out. That can definitely affect your group, man. Well, looks like a lot of you guys like Dark City. Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I got it written down already. They Live, definitely seen that one. The one fight scene in the alley is hilarious to me. Heavy Metal, you're not wrong. Jennifer Connelly has held up well over the years, bro. She was in Battle Angel, and she looked great. Definitely in the movie, watching shows in the same vein as a movie, like either sitting down and watching a movie or two like 45-minute episodes back to back. I made some popcorn earlier. I got it ready. I haven't seasoned it yet. I just popped it. I just popped it. Speaking of popping it, I just remembered I got these Marvel cards. I got some more Marvel packs. I'm gonna crack them open while we're chilling here and see if I got anything from my collection. And I'm just gonna take the lazy route here. I'm taking the lazy route. I'm not gonna punch him out right now if I don't need to. I'm only gonna punch out the ones I don't have. So I don't know if I have that Black Panther. I know I got the. Oh wait, hold on. Do I have that other one as well? Do I have 89? Do I have it? Yep. Are people doing fireworks today? What's going on? I can hear it, but I can't see it. Either that or I'm having a brain seizure with the whole popcorn thing going on. It was my hair that popped. It's just happening in my brain, Splendor. My brain's popping. Okay. Okay, I got all 4 of these ones. This is like way easier. I don't know why I didn't do this before. Peterson, what's Pandorum? Right. I don't know if I have these guys. I don't know if I have that vision. I think I have a different vision. Let's see here. Oh, sweet. Okay, so the vision in this one I don't have. That's worth popping out. Connolly missed the Book of Atris. I didn't even know there was missed books, but I guess that makes sense. That's what the video games must have been based on, right? There's a whole mist-based mod for Minecraft that's amazing. Hey, Millmaster, the Fly! That has Jeff Goldblum in it, doesn't it? That was a million years ago. Cthulhu Snowpiercer was alright. It didn't make sense why he had to jam his arm into there like he did or whatever, but, overall it was good. Alright, Millmaster, you're the new lord of the board, big boy. Okay, and then I'm pretty sure I already have that Shuri number 12, but I'll just double check. Yep. And then Korg, I also think I have. Yep. Okay. So there was one out of there. The more of these you get, the less chance you have of getting one you need, right? Because you have more cards in the set. If you liked Event Horizon, you would like Pandorum. Okay, fair enough. Okay, it looks like some of these don't look familiar to me. This is good. Number 36. Oh, I do have it. Damn it. Okay. Well, let's hope maybe I don't have this Groot. And I do. All right. And then how about Thor's hammer? Do I have Thor's hammer in here? Oh, I don't. Sweet. Okay. Okay. Yeah, same habanero. I didn't know they had a actual show. Splendor Pandorum Space Disease. Space diseases, they're gonna get you, make your ball bag fall off. Okay. I don't want that. No, disassemble. Johnny Five's ball bag. It's alive. Okay. Shit, this book is so finicky. There we go. Okay. Perfect day. So let me write down Pandorum as well. Habanero, I saw that video too. It's not really, but it's a fun thought exercise. Connolly, you think good sci-fi is some kind of philosophical conundrum? Could be as simple as war in space or something more complex like arresting people for pre-crime. That's a good point, buddy. That's a well thought out point. Okay. Thor, Ant-Man, Loki. Do I have this Loki? Do I have this Loki? Loki. Do I have it? I don't. Nice. Okay. Sweet. Heavy Metal, getting yourself some more Legends and Mirage, eh? Nice. Enjoy it, big boy. Have a good time with that, man. Old school Magic is awesome. Super fun to crack that kind of stuff. All right, Loki. And then... got that Thor, Shuri, and I believe I have that Ant-Man as well. Yep, okay. Nothing else on this one. Oh, Connolly's a million years behind on the stream. He's talking about Spaceballs now. He is not on the live part of this stream at all. Yeah, go through the Minority Report is interesting. All right, what do we got? I think I've got all this stuff. Pretty sure I got all these guys. Oh, sweet. I was wrong. I don't have this version of Ant-Man. Awesome. Okay. Millmaster, I don't know anything about that at all. I don't know anything about any kind of parts of France. All right. Man, this is sweet, man. I already have most of the set too, so getting closer. Getting closer, but don't have that much time left. This ends in like what's it called? 9 days. 9 days. Splendor, you've been picking up yourself some slabbed cards. Nice. Oh, I got the baby Groot. It's foil. Hey, I know I don't have this one. Cool. All right. Little foil baby Groot. Got him. Oh, that's why. I was like, why can't I find the right slot? And it's because I'm looking for it in the 30s when it's 52. And it's like, yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. And then we got, I already got that one. And 7, yep. Oh, okay, I don't have this Captain America intelligence card, though. Yeah, Splendor, no worries, buddy. No worries. All right. That was sweet. I got 2 cards that I needed out of that one. Found a pack of these that somebody had thrown away, but they were all bent up, so they were useless to me. And I'm pretty sure they were all doubles as well. I stopped watching The Mandalorian after the first season. I liked the first season. I just kind of forgot all about it. Oh, Quake. I don't believe I have that. I don't believe I have that. And I don't know if that's a different version of Drax. So we'll check on that too. Okay, I already have that Drax. And that Shuri. The Hulk. Yep, got you too. But Quake, I've never seen that card before. So it's probably not something that I have. I was right. Ha-ha! I got me a Quake from this one. Heavy Metal, she was in Babylon 5? I can't remember all the people from that show off the top of my head. I've definitely seen some Babylon 5. Oh, come on, man. Get in there. There we go. Very nice. Perfect. Zircon Katie Sackhoff was Starbuck in the new Battlestar Galactica. All right. I don't really know who that is. Oh, I've got all these, don't I? I've got all these ones. Okay. Next. Apparently, Carly bought the right things at the grocery store to end up with a ton of these things. She wasn't trying to, it just happened. Alright. There's a different Drax. Do I have that Drax as well? I do. Okay. And then the She-Hulk I'm pretty sure I have as well. Yep. Okay, got all of them. Got all these ones as well. Is a dog called Cosmo? Okay, then. I don't think I've seen that. Unless I just immediately dumped it out of my brain. Nope. Okay, there's his spot. I definitely didn't have this dog, this astronaut dog called Cosmo. It feels very random. But then I'm not that well versed overall in all of the Marvel characters. I only really know the more mainstream, well-known ones. I'm guessing I'll get more exposure to different Marvel characters once Wizards gets into... Fucking come on, you stupid whore! The fuck, you stupid piece of shit book? Jesus! What brain-damaged asshole made this one? This thing wasn't even cut. Fucking prick. Fuck you. Oh, stupid asshole. Oh, that was annoying. And one more pack. Rocket and Groot. Okay, do I have that? I do. Okay. Well, we successfully made it through all those cards. We made it through all the cards. Cosmo is the astronaut dog in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and 3. Oh, now that you mention him, I remember him. I remember that. There's that whole running gag about don't call me a bad dog or whatever. It's not okay. 80s Android horror series Small Wonder. That's that sitcom. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Heavy Metal, you wrecked your knee while jogging. It sucks how easy it is to mess yourself up, man. I hate when my knees or my feet start to get wonky. Wonky McDonkey, bro. There was a sci-fi movie with Adam Sandler trapped in space with a talking spider. What? I've never heard of that. That sounds like you're just making shit up, dude. Is that real? Apparently, even though I was only hunting for the ones I didn't have and I wasn't going to punch the other ones out, now my brain's just like, these are sitting all over my desk opened. I am actually going to punch them all out and add them to my massive stack. My massive stack of doubles. But ain't that the way with card collecting? When you get them by not targeting the individual cards and you just open packs, right? That is the way. Yeah, watching science fiction that we've aged past is always quaint. Where they're just like, it is the year 2000 and this and that. And it's like, yeah, the year 2000 was decades ago and it wasn't anything like this. It was very primitive in comparison. Jess, you're downloading Spaceman? The hell's Spaceman? We didn't talk about that, did we? Spaceman is the Adam Sandler movie with the talking spider, is it? Oh, it's a 2004 film or 2024 film, I mean. That's not a good sign, is it? Can't say that gives me hope. Millmaster, you watched a bunch of old Russian sci-fi and fantasy movies recently? There's a Lord of the Rings. Oh, did they just do like knockoffs? Oh, so Splendor, you're saying that that Cosmo dog is supposed to be representative of like a real dog that existed? Fisher, the Jetsons gets creepy when you look up character ages and realize how old the parents are when Judy is born. I remember watching the Jetsons when I was a kid, but I barely remember anything about it. The first dog to orbit Earth. Okay. So it's not Lord of the Rings then, Millmaster. What up, Shelton? Did you miss much? Discussion about science fiction. Some random Marvel carding. But, nothing too crazy. It's been a pretty calm evening overall. Pretty chill little time. And I'm just popping out all the doubles I got from my Marvel cards right now. Getting ready to add them to my big fat stack. Once I'm done and I've gone through everything, or not gone through everything. Once I'm done and there's no more packs of these, I'm gonna have to go back through my doubles and make sure there weren't cards that I actually got confused. Some other variant thought I had it, and it turns out one of the cards I need for my set I already had and just had in a pile of doubles. It's like I'm used to keeping track of a ton of different Magic cards, but apparently 90 different Marvel cards when it's two different versions of Thor or somebody, and I can't even tell, oh, this is different than the one I have? Yeah, there you go. Heavy Metal's got it. Yeah, what you actually missed, Shelton, was us figuring out the secrets of life, but if you weren't here, then it's just too bad. Can't repeat it. Can't go back over it. Yeah, Sam, I'm in the same boat. I haven't seen the new Blade Runner yet. Man, she did get a lot of these packs. Apparently they're changing the Ruffles chip bags because she brought home bags with two different graphics on them, and one has an expiry date that's a month later, and it's got like a whole new look, but they're using an old tagline, the old Ruffles have ridges thing from like 20 years ago or whatever. Cthulhu, never heard of Tarkovsky, but then I've really not got into that much sci-fi, so I'm not really going to know a lot of the acclaimed directors or like the older stuff as well. Wait, Splendor, you're saying that in Ascension, these people think they're out exploring space, but they're actually just buried under the earth? Yeah, Yamagoro, it's definitely easy to get scammed. People sending you the wrong variants of cards because they don't even know. You got sellers that aren't well versed, and they're like, yeah, and it's like, that's not what you're selling here. You have the normal version. How's it going, Al? Juglum never had Jay's potato chips. Never heard of them. Never heard of them. And somehow that caused a human to evolve in only 50 years? All right. That sounds highly unlikely, you know? Humans don't evolve that much over a 50-year period. All right, this is how many extras I got today. And now, this is how many extras I have from the Marvel cards, which is a lot. It's a big fat stack. How many are in here now? Looks like there's going to be more than 100 here. $115 duplicates. Fisher, you laugh when you order a card worth less than $1 and it ships in a big envelope when a normal sized one would work. Well, that is understandably amusing. Well, Splendor, I noted it down to check it out, man. I don't know if this is what happened last time when I stopped having caffeine, or if it's just because I did a lot more today. But man, starting to feel pretty tired. Starting to feel pretty tired. It's probably the not having caffeine when I was having a bunch of caffeine. Probably need a few more days or whatever to get past it. Heavy metal? Nope, not yet, buddy. Not yet, my man. A Boy and His Dog is a movie that came out in 74 about what the year 2024 will be like. It's always funny what people think the future will be like. A lot of it is just like idyllic. Well, we'll have this amazing technology. And then there's other just super dark takes where it's like, it's going to be horrific. And then you just get there and it's just like, it's neither. Yeah. It's neither. Cthulhu caffeine withdrawal feels similar to slight depression. So if you feel down after not having had coffee for a while, that's why. Huh. Well, I guess it's good to note. That's good to note. But yeah, you know what? I'm gonna fucking dip out. I'm gonna dip out now because I'm starting to get pretty fucking tired. So thanks for coming and hanging out with me, my friends, and talking about science fiction. And we will get back together again soon. If you haven't already checked it out, I put out a new video today talking about some spoilers, so you can enjoy that. But either way, it's been a good time. So I hope you have a good rest of your day.